All right, we are live. We're
Live,
live.
live mid sip right there.
Just the way I planned it.
And I was just
Cling, 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 cling.
real professional.
Yeah.
I just loaded this thing up with ice.
All right. Let us get into this. I'm like I went to give Andy, so I met up with Andy Man. Were you there at Rebel Hill when he stopped by?
No, he hit me up. He hit me up on the side and invited me to Hidden River. He was like, "Hey, you can join us if you want." And I was like, it's cool, man."
I figured you were working that because it was a Saturday.
Oh no, I was working Sunday.
Oh, I figured you were working that, so I didn't send out an invite.
It's all good. I was actually gonna go after mountain biking, but I stayed home for the day. But yeah, you say you met up with at Hidden River.
Yeah, and I was like, he was bringing some beers, so I wanted to bring some beers to give him.
Yeah.
And I quickly realized how barren my beer fridge is. It's just all like
barren / expired. It's like, oh, I haven't gotten to this.
I don't think I have anything that's really expired in there.
I think we cleared it out that one time.
Yeah.
We talked about it because we started pulling stuff out. We're like, dude, I don't know if this is going to be good anymore.
Yeah. I emptied it out the one day. It was like too full and I needed some room. So I went through and like checked like all of like the IPAs in there and all the ones that were expired. I tossed, and some of them so I would like crack them and take a sip before I drain poured. Some of them didn't taste bad.
Yeah, I actually did that a few days ago. I had a couple that like I was aging and I was like, I'm gonna revisit this one. So like I had a double nugget nectar from 2022. Spoiler alert, was not good.
No, I think that was one.
It was just a malt ball.
I think that was one that I drain poured as well. Was the I think that was the first one I cracked. I was like, well, let's see. Like before we get going, do I have to pour this into a glass and drink it? And no, the answer was no. It went right into the sink.
Yeah, so this year's I have to crack it now because I'm not gonna age it again. The year before aged very well. This one was just like a ball of malt. Like it was just like there was no hop characteristic anymore. It was just boozy and like just like this like malt. I don't know. It was just not good. The hops hath fallen out. There was no nugget to it anymore.
But I quickly realized like my whole fridge consisted of Hidden River, Human Robot, and Warwick Black Lagers, and then like a bunch of aged stuff. I was like, God damn it! Like I have nothing to like, give away. I like threw some stuff together. I had 2 aging Mad Elves that were 6 months old.
There you go.
So I gave him one of those pre-aged. It was like it's like a starter yeast. I
It's
started the aging process.
It's like a sourdough starter. If you gift the sourdough starter, you're like, here, got 6 months on it. Enjoy.
Yeah. I forget what else I gave. I gave him one of the Human Robot beers. I think I gave him the Rausch Lager, the smoked Rausch beer.
The Rausch beer, yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh man, this is like I'm actually like stocked to the a majority of my fridge is Hidden River beers now because I've just been in that like vicinity. That's like my most frequented brewery at this point now. Yeah, I'm like, I don't even like any like I'm not gonna say I don't like their beers. Their beers are good. It's just not a crazy yeah. Variety isn't their thing. Ain't their thing. But yeah, they're I did have they were doing when we were there, they had Italian pills on side pool.
Oh, nice.
Something nice. And then they had a mixed fermentation farmhouse ale on tap.
Okay.
Pretty good. It was quite the funk bomb.
Very nice. What do they serve that in?
They served it in a one of those like tankard style glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um, and then I had the IPA that I brought home that I need to give to you. Um, it was like I had it, they put it in front of me and I was like, this, I could smell how dank it was.
Yeah.
It was hopped with Nelson and Mosaic,
Okay. Right
and it
on.
was like super danky and had that like real like white wine,
From
like
the Nelson, yeah.
grape, yeah, like that like wine grape, white wine flavor characteristics to it. It's pretty good,
The
pretty
New
enjoyable.
Zealand hops, man,
Yeah.
they've got that taste on lock.
Yeah. So they've had some good stuff lately.
Oh,
Um
of course.
yeah, I haven't been I ordered the mixed fermentation. He was like, "Well, we got that one with fermentary form." I was like,
Eh, eh,
"Brother, brother, I
am
already have that."
trying to sell you a bottle?
Yeah,
You wanna
brother.
drink this here?
Yeah. Um, I was like, "No, I got that aging at home. Don't worry, buddy."
Yeah. They can't give it away.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
It's yeah, it sucks. I know they have a distinct clientele.
yeah.
Like, their clientele is so divisive too because they do have that old clientele that was into those, like, classic saison styles that they used to
Mm,
have, but then they have that new like, the new clientele, it's just, like, the haze craze, and, like,
yeah.
if you drop yeah, like, I mean, you were there on a Saturday, that place had to be, like, packed pretty well.
So we sat at the back bar,
Yeah.
the small bar. It was not packed, but I walked to the bathroom and you have to go through like the dining room and like the main bar.
Yeah.
That side was packed out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that little, like, back, sidebar area is pretty nice to,
Yeah,
like, just go and, like, hide.
hang out, yeah. Um, yeah, they had, but I will say the Italian Pils was flying out of there. They were pouring almost like 2 to 1 at everything else.
Oh, yeah. It's, there is definitely a crisp renaissance happening over the last, like, 2 years.
Well, I mean, it's we've acknowledged that, but I was just surprised at Hidden River,
And
which
Riv
is a
yeah.
predominantly uh, a hazy factory.
I also think, like, the hazies are very strong too there. So maybe people might be taking
Yeah.
them home. Like, they do like, I've noticed the trend of they have the hazy doubles, they have a hazy
Mm,
pale ale, and then they'll have their, like, Italian Pilsner. Like, they'll always have, like, 1 hazy pale ale in there to, like, cut down the ABV.
mhm,
They're like, Here's one that's 5, 6%."
yeah. It's exactly what it was. It was all like 8% and above double IPAs, and then it was like a 5 point something uh hazy pale ale. The
Yep,
mixed fermentation was low. It was only like 4.
that's nice.
And then the Italian Pils was around that too, like 4 something. And it was
Nice.
on side pool. It was a little hazy. There was a haze to it.
Ah, yeah. Maybe they just rushed it out.
Yeah,
Maybe they
unfiltered.
yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be filtered. I mean, they could just knock it out if they
Yeah,
kept more time on there. I doubt they have a filter there with all the crap that they put through
yeah.
their system.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a huge system either. That's one thing, like, I was looking at it when I was there, and I was like, "Okay, maybe this is, like, a big factor into why they're a hazy, factory," is, like, they're brewing pretty much all in that little, like, side house there, that, like,
Yeah.
garage when you pull in. It's not a huge system, so it's like it's like a lot of like startup breweries where they're like, all right, we're going to put out 15 hazies because we can get those out quick. And then then once we get those out, then we're going to take the time to like dedicate one fermentation tank to, to a lager.
Yeah, and, oh, man, the lager people are really starting to, like they're really starting to burn my toast serving them at the brewery.
Oh, yeah.
You get those people. Yeah, speaking of the filter talk is I'll like every weekend, I always get somebody, they look at the menu and they're just like, "I'll have the Pivotal Pills. I only drink filtered beer." And I'll sit there and I'll pour it and I'll put it in front of them. I'm like, "It's not filtered." And they're just like, "Huh?" It's clear. I was like, "Yeah, it's not filtered." He's like, and I was like, "It's time and temperature, baby." And I just walk away.
I only drink filtered beer.
Yeah, it's like the lager people. I don't drink that haze. I only drink filtered beers. It's like half of these people aren't filtered. It's not filtered, man.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, that's just beer
Unless you
nerds.
have a bigger system or you've invested in it. Like I know
Yeah.
Warwick did, Root Down has, but you know, a lot of the bigger breweries, but
But
you know, a lot
yeah,
of these small guys, like they're not filtering their beer.
but and Warwick didn't filter for a long time. That was
Yeah.
like recently they got a filter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they just wanted to clear up that Hell's. It had a terrible label, so they had to
Yeah.
build it up.
The guy Fee Ellis.
Yeah, the guy beer.
All right, Dan, let's get this thing going. Let's get this show on the road and get cracking into this monstrosity in front of us.
Yeah, I am. I'm a little. I don't know, man. I'm a little beside myself on this one. I don't know how I'm gonna react to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be something interesting. So we'll be right back with just pure devastation.
Total. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are back. We're back. We're back, man. We're so back. All right, let me get this audio going. Yo. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the show of shows. The I don't even know. I had the show of shows, and then that was it. That was like
the creme de la creme of
yeah.
craft beer podcasts.
The greatest podcast to exist in the history of podcasts. It's your number one source for all things craft beer related. It's internationally acclaimed, Cindy Crawford approved podcast of hops, high fives, and friendship. I am your host, the crispiest of boys, the crowd killer of Crispies.
Oh yeah. And
still not drinking filtered beers.
Still not drinking filtered beers.
Yeah, crowd killing unfiltered beers.
Just crowd killing them all.
Yeah.
Crowd killing hazies over there.
Yeah.
And I'm your other host, the Hop Master General, the Royersford Rattlesnake. Oh hell yeah, it's Dan.
Dan, how'd you got into the mania spirit this weekend?
Man, it was fun. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
Philadelphia was wild.
Yeah, it was WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, it was fun stuff, man. I'm a very casual wrestling watcher now.
Yeah, I'm even more casual. I'm like, I'm repost watching. I didn't even watch.
Dan's those people. He's the equivalent of those people that only go to church on Christmas and Easter.
Yeah, exactly.
The Creasters.
Yeah. I'm the crease. I'm the creaster of wrestling.
Of wrestling.
Wrestling.
Dan just shows up for Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
That's all I got time for, man.
Yeah.
Boy, was it a show.
Yeah, it was. It's the show of shows. It's the grand the one that ended all. It wraps everything up nice and neatly in a bow, and yeah, it was a fun time. Got a little surprise on Saturday night.
Yeah, they really catered to the old the old avid fan and the new fans. I think they really had a good. It was a very well balanced beer of wrestling.
Yeah,
like it was very.
And
it was good.
And they catered to the Philadelphia fans.
Oh yeah, yeah. They catered to Philly. They knew Philly was going to be rowdy.
What's up, Chris? Chris White. Neutral didn't filter until about 2 years ago, and it shows. It showed.
Hey man, that Lazy River Pills though, man, without filtering, putting out a quality product right there.
Yeah. All right, let's Oh yeah, we have to do the song.
I am so excited that we immediately found one right after the episode when we talked about last week about having 30-second songs. We're trying to keep Zuckerberg happy here. Only play about 30 seconds of a song, and we were able to find 30-second hardcore songs, which I knew was going to be easy. I just didn't know how easy it was on Apple Music to just type in 30-second hardcore songs and get a playlist immediately.
Yeah. And finally, the big deal was you can finally collaborate on a playlist on Apple Music. Yes, you can finally collaborate.
That's awesome.
That would have been huge last year.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have had this the whole time.
Yeah. But regardless, it's the year of 2020 Hard 4. We are the best friends podcast in the world, and we are starting right now. Right now.
Perfect.
Right. Yep. Whoa. Nope. I forgot that I was going to roll into another song.
You see, we're so not used to 30-second songs that we didn't know we didn't know how to take it. We're like, is this going to go into another one? We usually stop it ourselves.
We might have to switch over to only playing 30 Seconds to Mars.
Ooh, yeah. I love a 7-minute song of he just screams from like a distance. Every song is him screaming on a mountain. He's just like
screaming about how he was the worst Joker, and all right, let's didn't he say like racist things in Baltimore? Of all places.
The only time his only best acting credit was when he had AIDS, and he was the only believable person I could tell was like, yeah, this guy definitely has AIDS.
Or when he was getting the shit kicked out of him by Edward Norton.
Oh yeah, that too. It's a good one. I forgot about that.
The guy without eyebrows.
Yeah.
Or getting hit in the face with an axe by Christian Bale.
Ah, yeah. Good secondary character.
Yeah.
But man, he really sold me on AIDS. Like, I bet he didn't have to do anything. Matthew McConaughey had to had to go on a horrendous diet, and like Jared Leto just showed up.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh wow, are you okay? Do you have AIDS? No.
Yeah, he would fit right in Kensington. Like, it would be like when like on those like zombie movies when they're like, we just have to put zombie look like a zombie and they won't pay attention to us.
He's the Kensington equivalent of a wacky wavable arm flame tube, man.
Yeah, he would just camouflage right in on K&A.
There you go.
All right. We digress. All right, everybody. Follow, rate, review. Give us a follow on all major podcast platforms. Give us a rating. Dan, rating.
5-star party, baby.
Give us a review. Our review is the best way to support the podcast non-financially. We put out countless hours of podcasts for free. If you could take 2 minutes out of your day and write us a review, it doesn't matter what it is, but give us a review. It helps us into the algorithm. If you do want to support us monetarily, there's 2 ways to do it. There's a link in the bio on Instagram. It'll take you to a listener support page where you can donate some money. Outside of that, the best way to support us monetarily is
sub with Prime.
So if you have an Amazon Prime account and you have a Twitch account, Twitch arguably the best way to participate in the stream. You can link your Amazon Prime account to Twitch, twitch.tv/bestfriendspod, and you can get a couple months free subscription, ad free, and we get a little kickback.
Yeah, Big Zaddy Bezos gonna throw some shekels our way. Support the podcast, guys. I am this close to giving the bit a Venmo because we're not making anything on this podcast. We would like to make something to pay it forward. Bring in merch and things like that. And I'm this close to letting the bit have a Venmo. But I feel like he's just gonna ask us to pay him.
I'm pretty sure that's what he wants to do. He's been
I feel
asking
like
us to do that.
I know it's real suspicious. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know if I want to give it to him. Is he going to charge me invoices for having to listen to our garbage?
And as always, we're a part of the Hopped Up Network. Hopped Up Network is an ever-growing group of independent craft beer podcasts, much like our own. If you like our podcast, you might like some of the others on the network. Check them out. www.hoppedupnetwork.com. Instagram at Hopped Up Network. All right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Dylan's here. Another
fam.
missed our WrestleMania talk, Dylan.
Yeah, we only did a little bit. It was
Yeah,
it was exciting.
Oh, I gotta
look at
back. I know I need to back up. All right, so I am going to bring up the. Oh, nope, not that one. I'm going to bring up what we are going to be drinking tonight. We're going to continue our new
the one beer
theme
format.
One beer format. Our format change. So
but man, did we just knock it out of the park with one beer format? Not only did we do one beer format tonight, we did 1 40-ounce beer tonight.
Yes, and this is again courtesy of
the Mule.
Beer Mule hooked us up with a couple 40s from
Good God.
Dogfish Head Brewing.
I mean, if you're going to drink a 40 and you're close to 40 years old, make it a Dogfish Head. It just makes it gives it that extra bit of sophistication, despite the and we'll get to the bottle in a little bit, but you know, it's a sophisticated 40 for a more sophisticated time.
So this is Old Zeugenbrecher Bock. This is a Heller Bock brewed with Zucker Reuben syrup. It's a German style pale Bock Malzliquor.
Mittelfrüh hops. Ooh, Hallertau and Mittelfrüh hops and German.
Yeah, brewed with floor malted Bavarian Pilsner and Vienna malts, Hellertau Mittelfrüh hops, and German Zuckerrüben syrup.
Look at this.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
Tom, Dan, shall we crack our plastic caps on these?
Yeah.
I mean, this is just even the packaging. It's like a true 40. It's got this is a white plastic cap on this bad boy.
Look at this freaking guy.
I love how it says pure and without drugs or poison.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Matt, the Mule, said, "Oh, were they 40s? Sorry, didn't realize." Oh,
all right, man. Tom, you ready?
All right. Well, Daniel,
how do we do this?
3, 2, 1. Not much of a not much of a crack there. More of a
I smell headache on this.
Yeah. So as we're pouring one out for our dead homies.
Yeah, pour a little. I'm actually, I was on the fence. I was, do we go traditional 40 and do we drink out of the 40-ounce
with a paper bag?
Yeah, with a paper bag, or do I pour it out to see what the hell this looks like inside this?
Yeah, I did a little pour. I mean, fantastic head on it. I gotta say, I mean, you can see the undercarriage on it. Nice bubble dispersion. Nice little. This is really a rocky head.
This is very clear too.
I mean, super clear.
But goddamn, does it smell like a fucking 40?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the packaging or something, or if I have PTSD from 40s in college, but good God, did I crack that and immediately feel ill.
Well, Dan,
cheers,
buddy.
You know,
there's certainly a malt liquor flavor to it.
Yeah, this floor malt kind of tastes
stepped on.
Yeah, what floor was this floor malted on? Like, was this floor malted on a Philly subway floor? It's not bad though. There is a nice little bit of honestly, the finish on it is really getting it. Up front. I'm like, ooh, this is a 40, but the finish on it's not too bad.
So I was thinking before the podcast, I was like, oh man, we were doing like we started this nice like single beer.
And then we blew it
Well,
clean out of the water with a 40-ounce beer.
hefty, hefty.
We also talked about taping these 40s to our hands.
That was discussed. That was discussed. We were I was thinking about I was like, look, we've been doing so well with we were doing so well with the single beer format. And I was
Yeah,
like,
we got
man, and
through
we're
2
just
episodes, man. 2.
we're
We did 2.
yeah. And I'm like now 40, like that's more than half a six pack. And I was like, 40, it's like 2 16-ounce cans. And I was like, all right, well, that it seems a lot less intimidating.
I'm gonna feel like garbage tomorrow. I'm drinking this knowing like full well my punishment. Like just
Probably.
just the utter shame I'm gonna feel. But I mean, it's not a bad beer. Not a
So,
bad like I know we haven't revisited malt liquor since we started a craft beer podcast, but
mhm.
I mean, if this is what malt liquor tastes like, I'd be down to finish a 40 every now and then.
So Dan, a Hellerbach appearance should be deep gold to light amber in color,
Okay.
bright to clear clarity, large, creamy, persistent white head. I
Yeah,
I think I mean
nailed it.
it's Dogfish Head. They're probably going to nail it.
To be honest, I had no doubts that Dogfish Head wasn't going to nail this. I was just curious about the packaging.
So the flavor profile that we're looking for, moderately to moderately strong, grainy, sweet malt flavor dominates with some toasty notes and or Maillard, 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 Matthew Lillard, products providing added interest. So I'll say grainy, sweet malt flavors there with some toasty notes. Little to no caramel flavors, may have a light DMS flavor, moderate to no hop flavor, spicy, herbal, floral, peppery. I think it's coming through a little bit just because of the noble
Yeah.
the Hellertau Mittelfru. Um, moderate hop bitterness, more
It's there.
so in the balance than in other box. Clean fermentation profile, well attenuated, not cloying, with a moderately dry finish that may taste of both malt and hops. I gotta say, nailed it to
Yeah.
the BJCP there.
Yeah, I have to say, and then while you're doing that, I Googled the Zuckerman syrup. It's beet sugar.
Beet sugar,
Yeah.
Bears, beet sugar, Battlestar Galactica.
I just can't believe it's in a 40-ounce. Like, is this the traditional way that these beers are served in Germany? Are 40s still a viable packaging option in Germany? Like, do you get your hells like this? Because I remember when we were drinking a couple German beers at our last beer share from the Mule, they were bigger bottles.
Um, yes, they were bigger bottles, but they were not 40-ounce bottles, Dan.
Yeah, they weren't, but it's funny because, you know, America gets a lot of flack for like our large like liters of soda.
Yeah,
But then Germany just has
yeah, a liter is like 33 ounces, so kinda.
yeah, exactly. So, you know, now
Do I
we
have any more of those? I think I got rid of all of them.
yeah, but you know, their beers are coming in like in these giant bottles. And you know, we don't
liter.
really I mean, we have our 40s and you know, you have your tall boy cans. But yeah, Germany, man. If this is how it's packaged, like the 40 ounce is like Tom, is the 40 ounce Ron Heitzgebot?
No, because because the 40 is not metric.
It isn't.
It doesn't live up to the metric standards.
It's not metric. Okay, so it's not Ron. Good point, Tom. Good.
It's glorious imperial.
Damn, you just took a rip right from that 40.
Mm-hmm. So this is brewed and bottled by Dogfish Head, in collaboration with the Boston Beer Company.
Oh, are they them and Sam Adams?
So
Doing a little,
they have been, I don't know what the deal is with it. Like I think Sam Adams bought part of Dogfish Head. The Sam from Dogfish Head has always been like boys with the owner of uh Sam Adams. And they
oh,
like
yeah.
that was like a thing with like when there was that huge hop shortage back in like the early 2010s, I think it
Yeah.
was. Um bought them completely a few years back.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
2019, merging with our longtime friends in beer. So, yeah, in
Yeah.
May of 2019, that we have agreed to merge Dogfish Head with our longtime friends in beer, the Boston Beer Company. Yeah, look at
Yeah.
that.
So Boston Beer Company, um, they were big in when there was a huge hop shortage. They helped Dogfish Head stay afloat by lending them hops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had like a huge plethora. I always remember this because people hated Sam Adams. Like, oh, it's like they're like the InBev of craft beer.
I
And
I wouldn't say, yeah, I wouldn't even put them
well,
up
they
next
were
to
like
InBev.
they were like the big, they were like the biggest, like they were in restaurant in like all your restaurants, and they were like the biggest, like wide nationwide craft beer.
But they remained independent, whereas, like,
Yes,
InBev.
I agree.
Yeah.
But they were like, they had advertisements. It's the biggest thing. So anyway, um they people would hate on them, and I remember hearing that like how generous they were, like helping if a brewery was short on hops, like they could go to Sam Adams and Sam Adams would help them out. I was like,
That's
all
pretty
right,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're good peoples.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, they're good people, and I mean that makes so much more sense now of the Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA and Utopia barrels.
Yeah,
It's like obviously they have that connection there. So
yeah, yeah. Apparently, they've been boys for a long time. Like they always work closely together. Um, but yeah, it's a cool story. Oh
and
yeah,
on this picture too, they both look like they wear the cell phones with like the clip on their belt. So like you could definitely tell that their cell phones are on their belt, like
yeah,
sticking
one
out.
hundred
Like they're not
percent.
in their
Yes,
pocket.
no. I saw um, a guy at the playground the other day. Um, took my kid over to the playground. There was a guy had to be like mid to late 20s.
Ooh, okay.
Big old. He had like the iPhone Pro in the OtterBox clipped to his belt.
Okay. Well,
I was like,
he could have been a lineman maybe.
maybe,
Like, yeah.
maybe he very Dan. You know what? Looking at him, could have very well been.
Yeah. Could have
He,
worked for the township.
yeah.
Sounds like a guy, a guy who's got to get on some heavy machinery, needs his cell
Mhm.
phone, needs to be doesn't need to be restricted by his cell phone in his pocket.
Still big old dork energy though.
It is big torque energy, man.
Big
You got
energy.
your cell phone on your belt, like who are you trying to impress with that OtterBox, man?
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
not
Just
supposed to look like Batman with a fucking utility belt on or anything like that. Like it's so bad.
yeah. Go buy a Nextel like a real man. Go buy the young. It's
Bleep, bleep.
still one of my favorite stories was was Dan had the yellow and black Motorola Nextel phone.
Oh yeah.
The one that was
Construction worker special.
yeah, it was indestructible. Dan was like, "Look how indestructible it is," and he threw it off the ground. He picked it up, and then it wouldn't close. It
Dude,
wouldn't close all the way.
I have so many great Nextel stories. I remember after that, I got a new Nextel out of the back of a car, like a trunk. This dude was just selling Nextels. Like it
I
had
bu
to be stolen, but he was just like, "Yeah, you could put your card right in. It'll work fine." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I bought another one.
mm,
And man, having a Nextel in college was wild because I remember going into class and forgetting to turn off like you could turn down the volume or just put the volume on the heads or on the not on speaker, but
right.
I would always forget. So I would be sitting in class and it would just be like bleep, Yo, Dan, you want to smoke some weed later? Bleep, bleep.
Yeah, they were the Nextel. I was always a little jealous of the Nextel. Like I
It
always
was
wanted to
fun.
be able to have that. They were fun. Yeah, they had the
Yeah.
walkie-talkie.
It was a
Yeah.
gimmick.
Yeah,
I
it was
mean, we talk about it all the time. We're fans of gimmicks here.
yeah. It was a great I mean, it was very useful, especially like they cornered that construction, like that market of people that just like so they could just contact each other, like not have to have a walkie-talkie and a phone.
Well, the best part about it, it didn't take your minutes. It was free.
Yes, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, you instead of calling people, like, instead in, like, using your minutes because back
Mhm.
then, this is getting real boomer talk for, a lot of the younger generation here. Back in the day, we had a set amount of minutes that we
Yeah,
had
that's
to,
true.
that we were restricted to, and Nextel
Free
was
free
great
nights
for
and
that.
weekends. Free nights and
Yeah, free
weekends.
nights and weekends, baby.
Yeah, you save all your minute you had to save all your minutes and then oh, if you need to talk to me, call me on the weekend or
Yeah,
at night.
yeah, or just hit me on AIM. Hit me on
Mhm.
AIM when I get back to my dorm.
Yeah. Oh, unless they were in your Fave 5. What was that? Was that T-Mobile?
I think that was T-Mobile had the Fave 5.
Yeah, didn't have that.
I could see Mule having a sidekick, like one of those flip out phones.
Mhm. Call me after 9.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that was the landline, call me
Mhm.
after 9, yeah.
No, that was call me that was nights and weekends, free
Well,
nights and
yeah,
weekends.
you had the nights and weekends, but they also, like, before cell phones, it was also, for, like, landlines after
Yeah,
9
because
o'clock.
you get charged minutes from your landline.
Yeah, so, like, you had those free nights on landlines too, because I
Yeah.
remember always having to
Or
call the high school girls after, 9 o'clock
yeah,
when
on
I
your
was
on the clear phone.
oh, dude, he had
Oh,
the
man.
sidekick. Oh,
Oh, the chocolate slider. I never had a slider.
Mule would have a chocolate slider, wouldn't he?
I went from I had the 2nd gen Nokia,
Okay.
not the full giant brick with the antenna sticking out.
Yeah,
It was
the next step down when it
yes,
became
still a brick.
like a rectangular brick with no
Yes,
antenna. I had that
yes.
one too.
Small, yeah, a little bit smaller, and
Remember it
then
had
went
that leather case that with the, like, the
yes.
plastic that
Yeah.
and you had to slide it, and it always,
Mhm.
like, rubbed against the
Just
plastic.
stuck a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, you always had to, like, blow into it to get it in there.
yeah, and then I had the clamshell. I had the clamshell for a long time.
Clamshell phone.
Yeah, the singular wireless, clamshell, like an LG clamshell. Had that until I went to BlackBerry. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
went I skipped, like, I skipped the slide phones, like, what was the T-Mobile,
It was
what
a
was that
sidekick.
called? Oh,
Wasn't that the
yes, the
sidekick?
sidekick, yes, the
Yeah, that's what
sidekick.
we were talking about, yeah, he had the
Yeah,
chocolate slider.
I skipped that generation and went to the BlackBerry Curve. When the BlackBerry became, like, more accessible to the general public,
Yeah.
yeah, and then went from BlackBerry to iPhone.
Yeah, dude, when you had the BlackBerry, that was like peak Tom. It was
Yeah.
like Tom, like, whipping out his little BlackBerry in your top pocket of your
Oh, yeah.
flannel.
Oh, yeah.
You always had it in your breast pocket,
Mhm.
your little BlackBerry
That's what that pocket's made for. It's made
breast
for
pocket.
BlackBerries.
Like,
Yeah.
hold on. You would always ask people if they had, like, BlackBerry chat or text.
BlackBerry Message, BBM.
Yeah, BBM.
Yeah, it's what, iMessage is now. You had your BBM number, and you could send those instant messages.
Yep.
Yeah, and they didn't count towards your text message, your 10-cent per text message thing.
I feel like I just developed a wrinkle on my forehead talking about this. Just getting it like, I feel like I aged. I'm like, "Man, remember all that? Man, that was like, ooh, man, that was old."
I think we discussed we may have discussed it on the podcast, your leap into the smartphone.
Yeah, we did talk about the
Yeah,
leap. Yeah, it
yeah.
was literally a literal leap as in we were walking down the street, we found a
Mhm.
smartphone on the ground, we just
A
put my chip in it. Uh,
Palm Pilot.
a Palm Trio, was it?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Yeah, it was after they became like like those like what the Samsung Note is, where they had the
Yeah,
little stylus. I
yep.
think did yours have the stylus?
It did have a stylus.
But it was
I could
more
get Facebook on it, it was so weird.
compact.
Yeah.
I just remember I remember driving home and, your buddy your one buddy kept calling the phone because I guess it was some girl he knew,
Yeah.
not a
Oh, yeah.
mutual friend. And then you were like, I don't know what to do. And I went and took the SIM card out and just threw it out the window.
You threw it out onto the highway.
Yeah. I was like, well, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Problem solved.
That thing stuck by you for a while.
Oh, yeah, I kept that thing going, man. I think I
Up until
had that up until the iPhone.
iPhone, yeah.
Yep. Yep, kept that bad
That was
boy.
back when you just had a phone for half a decade.
Half a decade, that's exact yeah, it just phones last I mean, I feel like I'm re-entering that now
Yeah.
with, like, the, I've had the iPhone 13 Pro for a good while,
Mhm.
and I think when did that come out?
No,
What
you
are
have
we
the,
on now, 15?
you have the 14.
No, I have the 13.
You have the rounded edges?
No, I have the square
Oh, no, you're
edges.
right, the 13 was the first one with
Yep.
the square, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you have the 13.
I have the 13 Pro, and
Mhm.
what, we're at the 15 now,
Yeah,
16?
I have the 15 now.
Yeah, so you have the
I have the
15. So
15, yeah.
I'm getting into some territory where I'm like, "Man, I'm just gonna keep this thing. I don't wanna
Yeah.
pay extra for it."
So, I was planning on keeping mine until they were like, "Well,"
We'll
Verizon was like,
give you one.
"Yeah, just if you trade this in, we're gonna give you a new one for free." So I was like, "All right, well, now I can upgrade."
Yeah, exactly. That's it gets to the point where they'll give me one, then, yeah, I'll entertain the idea, but as it stands right now, I'm like, "You know what? If you guys got a Palm Duo, I'd be down for that right now."
There you go. Dylan wrapping this up perfectly. Never forget the anger of wasting a 10-cent text and getting K as a response.
Ooh,
There's
more
few
infuri
few things more devastating than just getting K back.
ooh, it's rough.
Um, yeah. Yeah, I think Dan, I think you're right though. I think and it's in like it's in the numbers and the business reports for like Apple. Like
Okay.
we've surpassed the peak of smartphones. People
Yeah.
aren't it's not like people are not like, I need the newest device.
They're not
It,
updating every year like
but
they
and that's
used
it,
to.
yeah, and that's the thing is like there's no big updates. Like they have like the foldable screens
Yeah.
now, and like that's cool. I probably would have went that route if I wasn't so ingrained in the Apple ecosystem, which I fought for so many years.
You did, and then you just went in. You dove headfirst.
Oh yeah, I became assimilated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We both have cables coming out of the back of our necks,
yeah.
like, it's like the Matrix.
You remember the South Park with the Trapper Keeper?
Yes, yes.
That's what happened when I got an iPhone.
That's a perfect
Yeah,
analogy right there.
I just became one with my Dawson's Creek Trapper Keeper.
I don't wanna wait.
I don't think I can allow you to do that, Kyle.
I can't do that, Kyle.
Um, yeah, the Apple ecosystem, it'll get you.
Yeah,
It'll
it'll get
get
you.
you. Um, yeah. Dan,
Yes.
do you want to let me bring this up real quick before we move on.
Alright, Tom.
Um, the history of the 40. So there's not a whole lot of history behind it. I thought there was going to be
A
more.
torrid history.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a nice, like, real rich history behind the 40-ounce bottle.
Really? Really,
There's really
Tom?
not.
You thought there was
They,
gonna be a rich history behind the 40-ounce bottle?
well, rich in the sense of it would be like a dense history.
I feel like the 40-ounce bottle has the same history as introducing crack into inner cities.
You're not wrong, Dan.
Like
So
the 40 ounce seems to be like, we're gonna throw this into the city as like a cheap version of to get people drunk,
yeah,
just like they did with crack.
pretty much. You pretty much nailed it, Dan.
All right.
Nail
There
on the
we
head.
go.
Yeah, it really came as malt liquor. Malt liquor became popular during the Great Depression. It's more like uh a way of like getting more bang for your buck.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to
So
get drunk quick
yeah.
and you want to buy it in bulk.
So it was very I mean, it wasn't very popular, but it was, it was very popular during the Great Depression, and then it became more popular to the poor community, the poorer community.
Okay.
Um, and then it became more popular towards like the African American neighborhoods. The marketing
What's his name?
campaigns,
Billy D. Williams?
yes, Billy D. Williams, Colt 45.
Colt 45.
The marketing campaign directed at upscale champagne drinkers didn't work very well, so they originally tried to get it up there,
Popping
seemingly by
popping bottles, man. They really jumped the shark on that one.
yeah, so they didn't work directed at champagne drinkers, but seemingly by accident, the breweries noted that they were getting surprisingly good sales of malt liquor in, you guessed it, African American neighborhoods. Um,
It's crazy. I want to look up old like marketing. Was it like champagne drinkers, like people in like tuxedos with like 40-ounce bottles?
Dan, it was Billy D. Williams.
Well, yeah, Billy D.
The introduction of the 40-ounce bottle didn't happen until the 80s. Well, after breweries started selling malt liquor. A lot of malt liquor marketing at the time was based on dancing around alcohol advertising laws that prohibited advertising that trumpeted alcohol content as a reason to buy the drink, and selling malt liquor in bigger bottles seemed to be part of an effort to convince people that malt liquor was a good way to get really drunk.
Dude,
Unsurprisingly, there isn't much in the way of academic research about malt liquor. However, this Thrillist article seems to be well researched to me, with a lot of effort put in tracking down various bits of information. Um, and there's malt liquor advertisements going back to the 1950s.
yeah, check this out.
Yeah,
The new
country club malt liquor.
the new party brew. Is that a can?
Mhm.
Is that like a can you had like a juice? Remember Juicy Juice used to come in the can
Yeah.
where you had to crack it. And
Oh,
then you
yeah,
had
to
to crack
it
the
on
other
both
side.
sides. Yes.
Yeah, so you could pour it.
Yeah, so the air got in.
So smooth, so different. Looks inviting, tastes exciting. Malt liquor.
Dan, if you don't remember, the original Billy D. Williams advertisements, Colt 45's in a can.
It is in a can. Big
Yeah.
cans too.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, the 40 ounce was really, it was to skirt advertising laws, alcohol advertising laws.
I mean, this is great. I got Billy D coming. I got Billy D on the way. Look at this bad boy. This is badass. Oh man. I love the works every time too.
Mhm. 60% of the time it works every time. There it is. It's a can. It's a small. I mean, either he's a gigantic man or that's a small can.
I bet it came in small cans before. I mean, there's probably like more bang for your buck. Like you could get like whole cases of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I'm trying to think of like other ways, because there was a point in time, Dan, where we were very invested in 40-ounce bottles.
Oh yeah, college. I would even say into our 20s as well.
I would say even before college.
Oh yeah, I mean it was easy to it was easy to consume a 40-ounce.
Pizza shops.
Pizza shops had them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pizza shops that didn't card had them.
yeah, and you went into like
Hurricane.
yeah, like slurricanes we used to call them.
Mhm.
Yeah, slurricanes, Old English.
But
Colt
even as we got towards like our craft beer love, correct me if I'm wrong, were they am I thinking of bomber bottles, or did Troganator come in a 40-ounce bottle?
not a 40, it was a 22-ounce bottle.
It was the bomber bottle. Okay.
Yeah,
I remember buying it.
It was a 22-ounce bottle. Storm King also 22-ounce
Yeah.
bottles.
Okay.
They never went. I think they were trying to not have the image of the 40,
But they were in the fridge with the 40s.
but they were next to the 40s.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a certain pizzeria near us, or pizza place, that did not card.
It didn't card. There were a few, and
Yeah.
being adventurous high school students, you kind of knew where to go.
Yeah.
I, for one, was
You
not
could get a 40 of Mike's Hard Lemonade, I'll tell you that.
I
What's
was
that?
not the I was not the guy you sent out for those 40s. Like, you
No.
found that
Mhm,
guy who had, full beard at age 18, 6 foot, looked like,
mhm,
American working man.
mhm.
You didn't send little skater boy Dan to the
No.
pizza shop asking for a hurricane?
Ironically, we sent out my wife's cousin a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he was
Yeah,
big, he was a bigger dude.
he had a beard, and in high school, he had a receding hairline, so
Yeah, exactly, like,
yeah.
he screamed 24 at 18. At
Yes.
17, actually, he was a year younger than us.
Yeah. He was built for blue collar work. He was built for manual labor.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
He was built for a hard hat.
yeah. I remember there was,
High vis green was his birthstone.
yes, his birthstone. Um, yeah, I remember, they did have Mike's Hard Lemonade in, 40s.
Yeah, and I think that goes along the lines with, like, the marketing, like, they were
Yeah,
marketing to, like, I'd say blue collar, but working class, like, people who didn't wanna spend a lot, but still wanted to get a buzz, and
mhm.
that's how, like, the 40s got, kind of got
Is
introduced as
Mike's Hard
well.
Lem is Mike's Hard Lemonade a malt liquor?
It is a malt liquor,
Is it? Okay.
yeah.
Alright, fair enough.
I think it's like the Twisted Teas and all those, they're a
Yeah,
malt liquor beverage.
Twisted Teas. Never got into the Twisted Tea. I was hard in the Mike's Hard Lemonade for a little bit
You did
back there in
enjoy
high
it.
school.
You did
Back
enjoy Mike's
Yeah,
Hard. I
back in high
remember
I
you
will
asking me, just like, "Hey, you want a Mike's Hard Lemonade?" I'm like, "I don't know, man." And you would always have, like, a couple of them too.
so in high school, I didn't really like the taste of beer.
Yeah. Yeah,
I was much more into the hard lemonades.
yeah, you were a hard lemonade boy back then.
Yeah, yeah. Um, not my finest moments, but, you know, you get
Yeah,
over that.
we all grow up, yeah.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah,
wow.
you go to your first college party, and they're like, "You can have the cheapest beer imaginable, or you can not drink," and you're like, "Well, guess I'm gonna start liking beer.
This is perfect right
Look at
here.
me now."
Nothing
Uh,
says Mike's Hard Lemonade like drinking in the woods underage.
yeah, yep. Used to be
And it is
good when it was
heartburn in a bottle, man.
yeah,
Definitely, I can't drink those malt beverages,
so
man.
much sugar, so much sugar.
Even when they came back and, like, honestly, I get it sometimes with the non-malt beverages, like, Statesides. Like, I enjoy maybe, like, 2, 3. After
Oh,
that, man, I
oh,
can't do
man.
it. And I
I
know
don't
they're only 4%, but, man, I
know,
can't, like, my heartburn, like,
we
my
did
reflux starts acting up.
I would if I hadn't been to a point where, I knew, like, how many statesides I could take down,
Yeah.
like statesides, Trulies, any of those, like, sweeter beverages,
Yeah.
um, I went, we do a yearly, uh, charity golf tournament, and, we brought, like, over, eh, over 50 mixture of Surfsides and Trulies.
Yeah.
We didn't come back with anything,
Wow.
and it was between 4 of us. So we
Was your reflux just screaming the next day?
no, actually felt fine the next day.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it's same thing, like, at the beach. I prefer, my the beach beverage of choice at this point is a Surfside.
Yeah, I enjoy them too. Like, I think I max out at, like, 4 though still. Like, I
I'll
will
put
have
a
a 4-pack and I'll
I'll
be
put
like, "This is
away
fine."
yeah, I'll put away 4 to 6 and
Yeah,
feel fine. I mean, get like a little scotch of a buzz.
not
Like,
even, yeah.
yeah, you're in the same boat as me. You're there with a kid. You
Yeah,
don't
you're
wanna
not
get
getting
plastered
yeah,
at the beach anymore.
exactly, and the Surfsides are great for that being on, like, 4% and stuff like that. It's not like we're walking around with a 40 ounce bottle at the beach here.
Yeah, that might change. That might change this year. We
That might change after old Zugenbrecker
yeah.
Hellerbach.
Yeah, might have to make the trip down to Cape May and take the ferry across
To Dogfish Head, get a couple
Yeah.
40.
Get a couple 40s, come back.
Just
Sit on the
blaring Sublime's 40 ounces to freedom the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sit on the beach with 2 40s duct taped to my hand. Just the sun beating down on them.
Tom, your son wants to build a sandcastle. I can't with these hands.
I'll do that when I achieve greatness.
Now help me pull down my suit. I need to use the bathroom.
Pull down your suit at the beach? No. You're gonna see me walking out to the walking out above the breakers with the beers up in the air.
Yeah, nothing screams that guy's pissing. Like,
Yeah, why is that guy just standing still with his hands up in the air?
Oh man, I
Right.
could honestly, I envisioned it completely.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it, right? Dan, I wanna bring this guy to your attention.
Okay, I see something in the queue, and I'm curious.
This guy this guy has gotten into my algorithm, and
Okay.
I'm so disappointed that he's in my algorithm. Now, I see that he's followed by a couple people um in our
Inner
beer
circle.
group. Yeah, in our inner circle. Um but I hate him. I hate I
hate
hate
him.
him. There's really not much of a reason to hate him, but I do hate him. And
I hate him.
I've seen a couple of his videos, and you know what? I'm gonna show you why I hate him, Dan. So this is Beer with Alan,
This guy looks
It
like he
and
sucks.
I think he's from Pennsylvania.
Wait, is this the guy that this guy went to Rebel Hill?
Did he?
I'm pretty sure. Does he have a spicy beer video?
Oh, I have no idea. He's
Keep
114
scrolling. There,
posts.
yeah, there's
Well, so in his profile picture, he has a Penn State hat and he's drinking at Trogs.
yeah. So there's one that says spicy beers, and I believe he had, and it's a recent post
spicy
too.
beer. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. There he is.
Alan, and I've had almost 2,500 different beers. I was at a brewery in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania yesterday called Rebel Hill. I had really good beer there. One of them was a 7% stout aged on cocoa nibs, vanilla beans, cinnamon sticks, and habanero peppers, which is sweet, so then it has spicy at the end. It's a very different take on beer. You ever had something like this? It really gives you a different twist on the beer, having something
I hate
spicy
this
in
guy
it.
so fucking much.
Perennial Artisan Ales from
Aged.
St. Louis makes a beer called Abraxas. And this is
Aged
very
on
similar. It's
those
made
cocoa
with the
nibs.
same stuff
Something
as
aged
that Rebel
vanilla.
Hill beer, except this one has ancho chili peppers instead of habaneros. This one's 11.5%. It's one of my favorite beers ever. If you get a chance to try a spicy beer, it's a little different. You might really like it.
I hate this guy.
This
so
guy
much.
either has bodies in the basement or a hard drive that he doesn't want the FBI to look at.
I've had 2,500 beers. Who fucking cares?
Back are we talking
It's a
about-
flashback to beer from the past. I'm Alan, and I've had almost 2,500 different beers. I'm at Victory Brewing Company on the Parkway in Philadelphia today.
Squinting.
I used to work in this building when it was TGI Fridays back when I was in college a long time ago. But Victory was one of the places that really got me into beer in the first place. Went often to their Downingtown location. This one here on the Parkway is very cool. I just had a flight of their beer. I'll put up a picture at the end of this.
Oh, he's a flight
It
guy.
was a Belgian wit.
Yeah, Jesus, shut up, dude.
Oh, he's a flight guy.
Guys, learn to hate him with me.
I despise him already. Like,
What beer's right for an eclipse? I'm Alan, and I've had almost 2,500 different beers.
I hate
So here in the Philadelphia
hate you
area, we
so
got about a
much.
90% coverage during the eclipse. It was very cool to see. Talking about a beer for that, I'm guessing that people expect me to mention 50/50's line of Eclipse stouts. We were a little jealous here about the people
Shut up.
who were in the line of totality for this eclipse. So I'm going to go with the beer related to
Shut
that.
up.
He's
I
in line
mentioned
of
50/50
totality with
Brewing
my
from
fist.
California. They're from Truckee, California. They have a beer called Bart, or Barrel Aged Really Tasty. This is a blend of their Totality Imperial Stout and their barley wine, which is then aged in bourbon barrels. It's 10% ABV. It's a fantastic beer, and you can even look right at it.
I hate his
His
beer
intro
nerd energy. Hi,
nerd, yeah, real dork. Like
I've
this
had
is
almost 2,500 beers. Who fucking cares,
this is wart dork energy right here.
dude? Like I just who goes. I understand what you're saying, but how many beers have you had? Who
Listen,
counts?
Tom.
Who
Tom.
counts how many beers they had?
Tom, I've had over 2,500 different beers. What?
What?
The chat.
Oh,
I love the final. I like the
No.
final boss of Untappd. Oh, is Andy Man one of the followers on?
Yes, he is. I lost. I lost the chat.
Oh, okay. So here, I'll put it up here.
Right.
We need to rethink our opinion of Andy Man.
Yes, yeah. Look at it. Look at these two here.
Who is that? Andy Man, and who's the other one? I can't read it. From
Richie
here.
Tevlin.
Oh, of course it's Richie.
Yeah.
The final boss of Untappd. Hold on, it gets better. Dylan's on a tear. He's got a chin like handsome Squidward.
He really does have a beard like handsome Squidward.
He's got a chin like handsome Squidward, definitely.
I'm looking it up. I'm gonna bring it up.
I already got it up, man.
He really does look like handsome Squidward.
Look at it. Hi, I'm Alan. I've had 2,500 different beers.
I've had almost 2,500 beers. Jesus Christ.
What a boner.
Oh, dude, it gets worse. There was one
I want to find him when he does these public ones in the background, just be like, get fucked, Alan.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, what's the best beer from Pennsylvania?
From Pennsylvania, I'm Alan, and I've had almost 2,500 different beers. I
I
know some people don't go for the barrel aged stuff,
triple
so
it-
I'm taking that
triple
out of the
name.
mix.
Is what
I
he's
live in
putting down.
Pennsylvania, and I've had more beer from here than from any other state or country. There's so much good stuff in this state, even just here in the Philadelphia area. It's hard to pinpoint the best one. After much thought, I'm going to go with the Triple Nader from Trogs. While this one is 13.7%, there are no barrels involved. It's an amped up version of Troganator, which is Trogs' classic double bock. They call this one a triple bock. The high alcohol comes from huge amounts of malt in the mash when they make the beer. It's a very thick beer. It's very rich. It gets better with age too, so you can't go wrong with it. What's your favorite beer from Pennsylvania? Let me know in the comments.
This is the kind of he's like Jerry Sandusky did nothing wrong.
This guy has
Yeah.
bodies in his basement.
Oh, dude, it's he has stuff like you're like tired of Yingling, drink this, and it's just another
Don't drink
like
Miller Lite.
Oh yeah.
Don't drink Miller Lite. Drink this. I'm Alan, and I've had almost 2,500 different beers.
I'm Alan.
A lot of you love Miller Lite, and that's great. Drink what you love. That's what it's there for.
He literally just
People
said,
have asked
"Don't
me for
drink
an
Miller
alternative
Lite."
to Miller Lite, and I don't drink a lot of this style, but since you asked, how about this? Founders Brewing from Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is one of my favorite breweries, they make their MI Pilsner. This is a light and refreshing beer. It's only 5%, so it's really no higher than Miller Lite. It's made with hops grown in Michigan. Founders is sold pretty widely, so you can probably find this even if you're in other parts of the country.
Didn't
So
Founders
if you're
get
looking for an
canceled?
alternative to Miller Lite, give this one a try.
Did they?
I thought Founders had like an issue, like, well, not canceled, but like they had issue with like their employees or something. They weren't paying them like fair wages or something. Founders got like drug under the fucking bus with it.
Hold on. Somebody said, "What do we think of Miller High Life?" And he said, "Stay tuned."
Ooh, Oh, if I'm gonna create a reaction reel when he trashes High Life. Oh my god, I am tearing this guy apart.
I like this one. Founders is your favorite brewery. What year is it, Alan? Founders sold out and is trash now. He said, "Oh, not sure which ones you're drinking, but they have many that I still love." It's every dude. It's everyone. Every time he's like, "Don't drink this macro," and he's like, "Drink this instead," and he lists the closest thing to a macro that you can get. It's always that. He's like, "Oh, you don't like this? Drink a
You have
Kona."
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah,
Need
their
some
downtown
Miller, get a
Detroit tap
life.
room is closed with sexual harassment. Yeah.
There you go.
So Founders did have some shit.
Yeah.
Dylan's starting to level out now. He's plateaued with he needs to get a Miller, get a life.
Yeah. Here you go. this was my
Like,
intro
drink
to
this.
Alan.
I'm Alan, and I've had almost 2,500 different beers. I'm from Philadelphia, so I've been around Yingling beer for a very long time. It was one of the first beers that I drank that seemed a little bit different than the standard stuff. It was a little darker, a little different in taste, and you used to even be able to order it without actually saying the name. You could just ask for a lager. If you like that style, though, there are examples of it that I think are quite a bit better. Great Lakes Brewing from Cleveland, they make a beer called Elliot Ness Amber Lager, named after the famous law enforcement guy who was involved in Prohibition. This is an American amber lager, just like Yingling, but it has a more robust and deeper flavor to it. Great Lakes also makes a barrel-aged amber lager that is fantastic.
It's so many like boomer beers that he recommends.
It's
like Elliot Ness. Like, yeah, we all drank Elliot Ness 20 years ago.
Yeah, dude. So I think that was like the first one that popped up in my algorithm, and as soon as he's like, "I'm Alan," and I've had almost 2,500 beers. I was that gif of Ari Gold throwing his cell phone.
Do you just hear it at night, like waking you up in a deep sleep in a sweat? You're just like, I had a nightmare, and you go to turn your wife, and it's Alan. Hi, I'm Alan. You're just like, yeah, and you wake up again.
It's just that loop.
Yeah.
Whew, I had
a worse nightmare, honey. And you turn her over. Hi, I'm Alan.
Oh my god, I've had almost 2,500 beers.
I hate the guy so much.
Yeah, Dylan threw out, like, I'm from Philly, from Reading. Like, I think he's from the middle of the state. I think he's from close to Hershey.
Yeah, probably. He's like, I'm from Philly.
Yeah. I'm on the right side of Harrisburg, so I'm from Philly.
I'm guessing he still lives with his mom, but his mom is a mannequin now, and he just dresses it up every day.
Yeah, real Ed Gein vibes to him.
Yeah, he's got a real like Alan owns a motel somewhere and just peeps at people. He's there's something wrong with Alan.
Yeah.
And we're gonna find it.
Yeah. I mean, do we have to get into the comment section?
I feel like we have to start trolling Alan.
Yeah, I think he's our Garth Brooks, Dan.
He is. Where are the bodies?
Where
Alan?
were the bodies, Alan? Where are the bodies, Alan? Yeah, I think we have to get into his comment section. Do we have something that we can finally agree on? I threw out I thought, it might be a statement that might not be agreed upon. He's so hateable.
He is extremely hateable. And I think it's just, I don't know what it is. I think it's the intro. Like at first I was like, this is corny. Like it's corny. But then you go to the next video and it's like, he says the same intro. You're like, ugh.
I've had over almost 2,500 beers. We need everyone start getting in his comments of like, when are you going to get that 2,500? When are you hitting 2,500?
I think, yeah. Dude, that's our where the bodies are at.
Yeah, when you hitting 2,500.
Yeah, dude, that's our where the bodies. Like, have you hit 2,500 yet?
Or just irrelevant until 2,500.
Yeah, yeah. There we go. We just keep saying it.
Irrelevant until 2,500.
I can't trust your opinion until you hit 2,500.
Yeah, there it is. Kane, you got to get it. Beer with Alan is the name of the account.
I swear the day he does High Life is the day I track him down.
At Beer with Alan. Follow him. Give him a follow. I don't care. He's following 16 people. His ratio is absurd. Follow him. Getting those comments. Irrelevant until 25.
Yeah.
Or 2,500. I'm all for promoting craft beer, but the beer bragging about the amount of beer it's such. Yeah, I mean it's very like he promotes his Untapped in his bio.
It's beer dork energy.
Yeah, it's huge like snob. I have no idea how many beers I've had. The fact
I actually, as of this year, started trying to keep tabs because I'm like, people keep asking me, like, hey, you ever have this? I'm like, I think I did, but I have nothing to go back on. So now I'm like, I have to start doing it.
I'm of the mindset, if I remembered it, it's worth remembering.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I want to have like a little bit of a memory of it. But I mean, Apple's also making it very easy for us to just search the word beer in our photos, and I can pull back everything from 2020.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The AI search bar in photos.
Yeah, and they started grouping them. They started
Yeah.
grouping them together.
Yeah. But the
Yeah.
AI thing is great. Like I
Yeah.
put in like snowboarding, it just pulls like snowboarding photos up for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I had another topic. Did I have another topic to bring up? Oh, real quick before we get out of here, I'm not going to bring up the article, but I read that 30 to 50% of all people go around life without an inner monologue.
They don't have an inner monologue?
Yeah.
Like nothing going on in their head.
Nope.
Oof, man. Just
So
like blank slate. Like
this is
blank
all right.
slate.
So, yes. So this is what I was like. My fear was I was going to say that, and you're going to be like, "You have a voice in your head."
No, but
I'm
like
so glad that you
No.
Dan. You don't have to explain it to me. I have the inner monologue.
Okay. I almost have it to where like sometimes my mouth moves when I'm like walking.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll be
that's
like
fair.
walking
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, and then like
Mhm.
I'll find my lips are twitching where
Mhm.
they're not full on talking, but I'm like, ooh, I gotta stop that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have to reel it back a little bit.
Yeah. It's not like it's not like Summer of Sam where it's like we're hearing voices like, "Ooh, kill everybody, kill
Like you're
all
having
the
an
impure."
inner argument in your head,
Yeah.
or like you're like,
It's
or a debate.
you have like that, like, hey, you should say this, like, or like,
Like, you know what I'm gonna say to my boss when I get her?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Yeah.
right. There's a voice in your head that's like it's almost like it's helping you out, or it's like it's thoughts. That's all it is thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. So the inner monologue, or, you know, would we like group this in with like intrusive thoughts as well?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you would have to think like people with an inner monologue are the ones that have intrusive thoughts, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I have to throw something at the
Sorry.
I had to throw something at the cat because it opens the door and starts going upstairs, and then I hear, "Why is the cat up here?"
um, yeah. So, like a third to half of the people in the world
Okay.
go around with just a mind that is drier than a
Just a
dog
blank
that
slate. Just
drier than a dog that our
Just
buddy
white
Matt jerk
noise.
eats. Yeah. Yeah, it just could you imagine there are days like I'll zone out and just like I'm talking to myself in my head.
In my head, like
Yeah.
chore lists, like what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do when I get home,
Mhm.
like putting an order of operations, like, all right, I'm gonna do dishes first.
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw some laundry through, and if I have time, I'm gonna do this. Like there's people who are just like
They are just raw dogging life, Dan.
it's just like it's like an amplifier with like a little bit of feedback, just hum.
But is it like I'm so curious, like if they don't have those like inner thoughts, like that inner monologue, like what's their life like?
Hi, I'm Dan, and I've had about 600 different beers. Leave us in a leave us a comment if you have inner monologue or if you do not.
I just don't understand. Like, I can't fathom just walking around with nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Just nothing
You
in your
know the
head.
type of person who walks around with nothing in their head?
Alan.
Alan.
Yeah, Alan.
Yeah. Handsome Squidward.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I'll keep that in my notes because I feel like that's another discussion we could have for like for a while.
Yeah. I would say that.
But yeah,
I think we've got a lot of discussions coming up for episodes. Tom, I think we're getting back to the season. I think dad discussions are coming back.
Dan, I griddled last night.
Ooh.
I'm getting ready. I think tomorrow I'm going to change the oil in the lawnmower.
Dude, I'm 2 cuts in, bro.
I haven't cut. Cut.
I've been doing some top. Just doing the top.
Yeah,
I'm getting ready for the weed and feed. All right.
So we had our first the first dressing of our we had the first dressing of our yard, and that was yeah, like I've just been letting it grow. I'm letting it grow out. I'm
Yeah.
letting it get a little shaggy.
That rain though, man, it wasn't like a uniform high, but I had
Mhm.
patches of just
That's what
high grass,
I
and
have that
I had to even it out. I just had to like even it out
Yeah.
to be able to run my my little spreader across with my Scott's weed and feed.
Okay.
You know, have to get it ready.
Yeah, I have that in my backyard. It's patchy.
Yeah, what's weird is like it's all green. Like it's not patchy where it's like bald spots. It's just there are patches
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it's
yeah.
taller than the rest. And
Yes.
it's like taller than the rest.
Oh yeah, no, mine is like it's like my beard. Like some parts are just thick and lush, and
Yeah.
the other parts are just like it's scraggly, like it's just like the peach fuzz of
Tom needs some weed and feed for his beard here.
I do. Look at this thing. I mean, it's just it's tough. It's a tough look.
Yeah, you could take the man out of the Delco. You can't take the Delco out of the man here.
Yeah, it's really tough.
You got Delco neckbeard just personified.
Yeah, I do. If I don't
It's there.
maintain it, it gets there.
You got to get the chin strap. You got to get the Delco chin strap.
I can't. It doesn't connect here.
Oh, but it looks like it goes around the jawline. That's where you need to do it.
It's very light right here.
Okay.
That's the problem. It's
so
okay
like
here.
Once it fills in, do you think you're gonna do it? You think you'll do a chin strap maybe just to like
brother
shake things up a little bit with the with the wife? Just come into the bedroom one day with a chin strap.
First of all, the next move is I need to go to the doctor, and I'm trying to get testosterone. Little TRT, get a little TRT. If I get that,
not ready,
brother. If this gets thick, I'm dursting up so hard.
Ooh, dude, chin strap, man. Like
no, not even chin strap. I'm going bald. I'm going 97 Fred Durst.
Ooh, you're going like Sully from Godsmack, just a big old.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. See, you struck me more as like you're gonna get the chin strap, to shake things up a little bit in the bedroom. You're gonna walk in, you're gonna throw on a little Ja Rule with the chin strap on. She's like, "Where would I be without my baby?"
There you go. Yeah, Alan's got to finish his story. Yeah, no, I've always. You look at all my drawings from like a kid as a kid, like I always drew myself with like the Fred Durst.
Oh man,
the bottom, the chin beard.
You drew your you had goals for the chin strap.
Yes, Dan. Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely. And that's been Best Friends Podcast episode 208, everybody.
I'm just the silence. I couldn't think of anything to say. I was like,
Yeah, drew myself as a wrestler, man. As a kid.
what kind of pants were you wearing as a
I
wrestler?
wore pants. I wore pants. I was
So
never
like, were they like zebra print, like cheetah print?
so I was a very like I was a big Chris Jericho fan, so it was very like Chris Jericho style. Like
Nice.
that like
Yeah.
the design down the side of the leg.
Yeah. Okay. So were it like flames down the side or something
Yep.
like that?
Kick pads on the boots.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. I feel like that. I always do an Andre the Giant impression whenever I put my my cycling bibs on, because it's like a wrestling slinglet, and I'm just like, I was like, would you like to have a peanut?
Would you like to have a peanut? Yeah, let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah,
I have
guys.
I have a full glass of like I did not realize that this was going to pour out of the
I still, yeah, I have a
still
full
have
beer
there's
here.
there's still beer left in here.
I know. I'm gonna be drinking this, doing the dishes in about a few minutes, just being like, why am I finishing it? Why am I finishing it?
Because that's what the scriptures foretold, Dan.
And I'm not finishing it because I don't like
Save
it.
it for breakfast.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, that's what that's there for.
Say it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing says 40 for breakfast like the mule right there.
Yeah.
The mule is alcoholism for breakfast every time.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap this thing up. We're well over an hour. Everybody, thank you for sticking with us. Check us out on all our socials at Best Friends Pod, pretty much everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Follow what was it? Beer with Alan. Get in his comment section.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Have
posting
fun.
some reels of getting into there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rebel Hill
Dylan.
Saturday?
Yeah, Dylan's Rebel Hill Saturday, Tom.
It's a possibility. I have an early T-ball game.
I mean, well, yeah, get that T-ball game out of the way.
Yeah. All right, everybody. This has been Best Friends Podcast, episode 208.
We out.
See you. All right. We are out here.
See you guys.
Yeah. Dan, go get your stuff done. Guys, everybody.
Got some chores I gotta do.
Yeah, we'll catch y'all next week. Get in that comment section. I'll be there.
I think, yeah, we'll get a
I'll be there.
We'll get a reel going of us just like in the comments talking about it. I think we should start doing reaction videos of, hi, I'm Tom. I've had 69 different types of beer.
Yeah. I've had almost 69 beers. Hi, I'm Tom. I've had almost 420 beers.
Yeah, just keep making up different numbers.
Yeah.
I'm doing reaction videos to this. I'm trying to think of how I can do it. Does that CapCut do it? Like if I can like put myself in front of it?
Yeah. I mean, you should be able to stitch that stuff too.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stitch myself in the
Oh my god. The Instagram reel editing process is so archaic. It's unreal.
It is. It's like it really takes me back to like old iMovie.
Like
editing.
I was trying to do like different audio with the reel that I put out today. And it was like if you put in audio, it took away the original audio from the video.
It does.
I was like, why are we doing this? Like, why can I not add one layer of audio?
Just an extra layer of audio, on top of it. It's stupid.
Yeah. Windows Movie Maker, solid.
It was solid, man. Yeah, marketing. Oh, dude, remember what we went to nationals with Windows Movie Maker in high school?
We certainly did.
Making a commercial on a high 8 camera.
Made it all the way to Nashville.
Nashville, baby, Broadway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where we did not care whether we came in anywhere close to the finals. We were like, we got a free trip out of this. Who
Yeah,
cares?
dude, honestly, getting there, I was like, "Fuck it. We're gonna have fun." Dude, I actually
At States we got at States when they called us for third place, we were like, sure. Yeah,
really?
okay. Okay, sure. Yeah, our teacher was like, "Yes, we got people in Nashville."
We're getting up, we're like clank clank, and there's like bottles under us as we're trying to get up to
Yeah.
accept it.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Excuse
were
me.
just we that was
Oh, man, we get our high school business class. I mean, we could have a whole podcast devoted to that.
yeah. It's senior year. We just needed extracurriculars. And we decided to, for some reason, we both decided to do the business class,
Yeah.
the business club, and we're like, all right, well, we're gonna. They were like, we gotta submit things for states.
I
And
got
we're like,
straight A's making skate videos.
"And we're gonna do, yeah, we're gonna do a bearing, a skateboard wheels bearing company.
Yo, it was a Shorty's company too. The Shorty's Black Panthers.
Mhm. Black Panthers, baby. Yeah, Black Panthers bearings. We won. We placed third at states at Seven Springs
Oh yeah.
Resort, where
I was
Dan
at
and
the
I
resort.
did not care about anything but the girls we were courting there.
Ooh, yeah, courting some. Oh yeah, we were courting there and Tennessee, Kentucky girls. Yeah.
No, we were not courting Kentucky girls there. It was Pennsylvania,
Oh, that was
Pittsburgh,
Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh area.
That was the Seven Springs one.
No, Nashville.
Oh, Nashville. I thought they were from Kentucky.
Mm-mm,
I could have swore she had an accent. Maybe it
mm-mm.
was a Pittsburgh accent then.
Yeah, it was
Memory's a
Pittsburgh.
little fuzzy.
Yeah, yeah. Nashville, we were just there for the ride.
I got to just go skate a skate park by myself. I remember like everyone went on a tour and I was just like, "Hey, there's a skate park over there. I'm just going to go in." And I stayed there for like 4 hours and nobody cared. We got to see
Yeah.
the Foo Fighters for free.
And Switchfoot, Dan. Don't forget about Switchfoot.
And Wyclef Jean, remember?
And Fuel.
And Fuel, yeah.
What a concert.
Remember we walked in and Wyclef Jean
Mhm.
was playing and it just smelled like weed.
Yeah.
And,
On the
and our
bridge.
teacher
Yeah.
was just uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
Eh.
yeah.
He still teaches there.
guys. Does he?
Yeah.
Burton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Our whole prank was just us telling him
apparently
we're
he
gonna-
was younger than we all thought. Like he was in his like late 20s when he started teaching there.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. The
Right?
dude.
I was
do you
talking to some of his fellow faculty because we're the same age as them now.
Mhm. Yeah. Do you remember Stango?
Yeah, Stango.
Yeah, so he's married to Mark's wife's sister.
Really?
Yes, and he has not aged a day.
Yeah, dude, I saw him like had to be over 10 years ago, maybe,
Mhm.
on a date with a girl that was in our grade below us, a grade below us.
Okay.
Man, what was the name? Like Francesca, maybe I think it was.
Oh yeah.
Remember her?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do remember.
We were yeah, I was at Iron Hill Brewer.
So
It was like had to be like
Yeah.
10 years ago.
he was at Mark's wedding. Has not aged. He looks exactly the same as he did when I had him for
yeah, I mean-
homeroom freshman year.
Dude, every girl likes Stango, man.
The joke with Mark is like we all just call him like Vampire Stango. Like, he's just vampire. He's a vampire.
Interview with the Vampire, it just never
Yeah.
ages.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're getting deep into like our personal lives.
Yeah. Get out of here. Let's shut off the live here.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll catch you next week. We got some stuff planned. But yeah. Get in the comment section. We'll see you guys later.
See you.